Take Two is brought to you by Pizza Hut. We're taking pizza to where it's never been before, and Bank of Hawaii.
Whew, finished. What to do now? I feel like watching a movie, but what? I'll figure it out after lunch.
Hey Raph, you wanna go see Pokemon Detective Pikachu? Greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Take Two, a movie review series critiquing the latest films hitting the cinemas. I'm Tony Wilder II, and I wanna be the very best that no one ever was. Review them is my main quest. Critique them is my cause. With my latest review, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. In Detective Pikachu, a young boy teams up with a Pikachu voiced by Deadpool to solve the mystery of the boy's missing father. Like most young adults my age, I grew up on Pokemon, and I loved the hell out of it. I loved the games, I loved the anime series, I loved Ash Ketchum and his friends, and most especially, I loved the Pokemon, especially this cute little fella right here. Best Pokemon ever. So when the announcement of a live-action CGI Pokemon movie dropped, the kid in me was super giddy and excited. But the adult movie critic in me was extremely scared and apprehensive. But I must admit, I was put at ease when the first trailer dropped, and it looked pretty promising. It didn't look like complete crap. So I was willing to give this film a chance, and I got a little bit excited to see how it was going to turn out. And did it turn out to be good? Let's find out, Pokemon trainers. The biggest praise I could give Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and it really should go without saying after seeing all the trailers for the film, but my goodness, are the visuals and special effects spectacular in this film. Biggest fear squashed. The level of detail put into every single Pokemon design was phenomenal, finding that rare middle ground of making them look semi-realistic while also staying faithful to their original design. I was blown away at how well they integrated the Pokemon into a live-action setting. They nailed it. Honestly speaking, every single thing dealing with the Pokemon in this film, with the exception of one, was great. They did well by the Pokemon, including the action scenes with some of the Pokemon. Very accurate to how those Pokemon would battle each other. Although, and yes, I know it's quite soon for me to start griping, but man, it would have been great to see more Pokemon battles in this film. Sure, I get that's not the main point of the story here, which we'll get into, but it would have been glorious to see some Pokemon combat, Pokemon action in a live-action CGI film on the big screen. Could you imagine how incredible that would look? I quite enjoyed Ryan Reynolds' performance as Pikachu. At first when I heard the voice, I didn't think it matched the character whatsoever, and it was very jarring to hear Pikachu sound like that. But after a while, the voice really grew on me, and I liked the charisma, the energy, and personality that Ryan brought to the character. It was really entertaining. Although I will say, there are moments where he is channeling Deadpool, especially this one scene where he literally breaks the fourth wall, and I go, really, man? You're trying to separate the two characters, don't merge them together. But all in all, solid performance by our favorite Canadian. Unfortunately though, now it's time for me to address some of the issues that I found with Pokemon Detective Pikachu. And while the film does an incredible, excellent, superb job at nailing the look and authenticity of its Pokemon, I can't stress or praise it enough. They did an incredible job there. They failed to capture the spirit, fun, loving, and exciting storytelling of the original series and its games, as the story here is flat, bland, unengaging, and meanders way too much with scenes that just lead nowhere. Honestly, if I saw a film that had the exact same story as Pokemon Detective Pikachu minus the Pokemon, I would have fallen asleep halfway through this film. That's how boring and unremarkable the story is. But it's not just the story's fault, as the human characters also contributed by being completely forgettable. There's not a single memorable or interesting human character in this film. I dare you to name one, and don't say the main character, as he doesn't count. In fact, he might be the biggest offender because he's the main character. One of my biggest fears going into the film after seeing the trailer was the main character, or I should say the actor playing the main character. Something about his performance felt a little off. He stuck out like a sore thumb, and I just did not like his character. But I thought maybe I might grow to like him in the film. Biggest fear confirmed, as he is the weakest character in the film. I felt like he created no meaningful bonds with Pikachu or that girl that he ends up liking for some odd reason, or his father. He has nothing redeemable about him. There's no quality about him that truly stands out that makes me go, man, I'm rooting for this guy. He's boring. And while the main male character was completely forgettable, the main female character was completely useless. What does she contribute to the film? Really nothing of importance. If anything, her side-up did more to impact the story than she did. And then there's the villain of the film. My goodness. We're talking Saturday morning cartoon level of villainry here. They make Team Rocket look menacing and subtle by comparison, as the villain is just not menacing whatsoever. The motives of the villain makes no sense, and they try to pull this twist on you of who the actual villain was, but it was so obvious. And lastly, and this might be seen as a nitpick or a personal gripe, but I for one did not like the way that they handled and treated Mewtwo in the film. And no, it's not a spoiler to say that Mewtwo is in this film. He shows up in the first minute of the film. But yeah, I felt like they really butchered and watered the character down. He wasn't the exact same character that he was in previous incarnations. There's just something about him that felt really off to me. It didn't ring true. After nailing most of the characters, I felt like they dropped the ball on Mewtwo. Of all the Pokemon to drop the ball on, why him? And since I'm on this tangent already, where in the world was Mew? Why wasn't Mew in the film? They reference him, they show pictures of him, but no actual physical appearance? What gives? So when it comes to Pokemon Detective Pikachu, it unfortunately suffers from an ailment that has plagued many a film before it and that we are all too familiar with. Style over substance. The film looks incredible. The detail on the Pokemon were amazing. The visuals were just on point. But it came at the cost of a good story and interesting characters that we could get invested in. And it's because of this that I have to give Pokemon Detective Pikachu 2 splashing Magikarps out of 5. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was my take on Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Be sure to share your takes in the comments section below. Unfortunately, we didn't have any interesting comments in our long shot review, so we have nothing to share with you guys today. But if you would like your comment to be featured in next week's video, be sure to comment below your thoughts of not only this review, but of the film Pokemon Detective Pikachu. And with all that said, guys, this will conclude this week's Take 2. I'm Tony Whatley II, and cut!